Hey, good morning and welcome to Engage Church Online. My name is Levi, lead pastor here. And can I help you?
Well, hey! You must be that Levi guy Pastor Rich is always talking about.
Yeah, and is your name Rufus or is it Ryan? Ryan, right? I think.
Rufus? Yeah. Rufus is my monkey.
Oh.
Boy.
Okay.
I'm Ryan.
Well,
it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, and it's nice to meet you too, Ryan. And I'm kind of busy right now. I'm trying to do announcements for Engage Church Online.
Golly, Levi, I was kind of supposed to be busy because Pastor Rich told me I could do announcements.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay with you?
If it's okay with our viewers, I mean, maybe they want to put a comment in, vote on it, I guess. But do you even know, like, the lines and what you're supposed to say? Or?
Well, of course I do, because I watch Engage Church every Sunday. I get real close and I watch real close because I just love the music and the message. And the kids know me.
I'm sure, yeah. If you guys have kids who've been watching Storytime Saturday, something cool we've been doing online since going online, really neat and very close to me. I like how friendly you are. But yeah, if you feel good, I mean, I'm sure that Pastor Rich, tells you what to say anyways, right? I'm sure he kind of controls that. So
he and I are kind of hand in hand on that.
Yeah, maybe hand and mouth as well. So, I'm gonna, if it's okay with you guys, I'm just gonna, I cede my time and Rufus is gonna do announcements. So I'm sure it'll be great. Here comes Rufus.
Yeehaw! Well, hey everybody! Welcome to Engage Church Online. I'm Ryan and I'm so excited you're here. And I want to welcome you and I want to get to know you. You can text CONNECT to 218-220-6191 and you can get to know Engage Church and Engage Church will get to know you. You know what? I know some of you. I've seen you before at Saturday morning story time. We've had such a fun time with Pastor Rich reading stories and just having a good old time. You should join us if you haven't. You know what? There's other stuff going on too. There's a Bible study with parables. Those are stories out of the Bible that Jesus told. And you'd really have a good time at that. That's at Tuesdays at 7 o'clock on Zoom. I like Zoom. You know what? And then there's another study on Thursday. It's about Revelations. That's kind of hard to say. But Revelations, and that's Thursday at 7 o'clock on Zoom too. You can join Pastor Rich. Well, you know what? There's some fun stuff going on this Sunday because it's Mile Marker Sunday. We're looking at all the stuff we've done over the last several months. The other thing we need to do today is take an offering like we do, but since we're online, there's 3 ways to do it. One is to find the Engage Church app and look for Engage. The next is to look up the church website and follow the instructions. Or you can just simply mail a check to the address on the screen. Golly, that's easy. You know what? Pastor Rich and Pastor Levi went for a walk. I wonder what they're doing. Let's check in and see.
Hey Engage, this is Pastor Levi and I'm out here with Pastor Rich and we're just walking in Lincoln Park right now. We're going to be having a prayer walk through Lincoln Park this Sunday. What time are we meeting at?
1 o'clock in the Clyde parking lot across from Stewart Sports.
That's right. Don't go to the front parking lot of the Clyde. We'll be on the side one. We're going to be meeting there at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, shortly after our service ends. We're going to be meeting there, talking about what our plan is. and then we're going to be going and praying for the neighborhood of Lincoln Park. This is a great opportunity for us to get out and do something and love Lincoln Park in a way where we're inviting God to be a part of it. Just praying that He opens doors for us, opens opportunities for us to reach this community for Jesus. Isn't that right?
It is. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you'll join us. 1 o'clock, again, keep walking as we take the opportunity to minister to the Lincoln Park neighborhood.
That's right. You better join us because we're lonely. We got a head start, so we're just out here alone walking right now. So be sure to come out. 1 o'clock after church today. Thanks so much.
Well, golly, that looks like fun. I'm going to go for a walk on Sunday, too. Will you join us for the prayer walk? Rufus and you and me, and let's all walk and pray for all the folks in Lincoln Park. It'll be great. Well, now it's time to worship. We're going to sing some songs together, and then Pastor Rich and Pastor Levi will be back with a message. Yeehaw!
I can see the promised land. Throw this pain within the plan. There is victory in the end. Your love is my battle cry. When my fears like Jericho, building walls around my soul. My heart is overthrown. Your love is my battle cry. The anthem for all my life. Every giant will fall, the mountains will move. Every chain of the past you've broken into. Over fear, over lies, we're singing the truth. impossible with you. Amen. Before I spoke a word, you were singing. thank you that you are a God that loves us no matter where we're at or where we've been. You just have a reckless love, a reckless abandon to hold us, draw us near to you. I pray today that if there's people that are watching or listening or going to hear about this, that they just know they're welcome. They're welcome at our church. They're welcome at any church. You're waiting there with them, with open arms for them, God. We thank you for that. We love you. I just lift up this time today.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Engage Church Online. My name is Levi and I'm joined by
Rich.
and we are part of the pastoral team here at Engage Church. Super excited that you are joining us again online. Thank you for hanging out with us virtually from your living room to our office. We really appreciate you logging in today. It's a special Sunday. It's we call it Mile Marker Sunday, and Mile Marker Sunday is our opportunity to just hit the pause button and take a look over the last 3 months or so. We usually do one of these every 3 months, and we just take an opportunity to look back and simply remember and reflect upon all the good things that God has done in us and through us, and then use that as fuel for our future moving forward. And, you know, I don't know about you, but I love to take the opportunity to reflect in a world where there's almost always negativity around us.
Yep.
To be able to pull out so many positives and just dwell on those things is so refreshing and really life-giving to me. I don't know what you love about Mile Marker Sunday.
Well, to me, it's a Sunday to celebrate. It's a Sunday to celebrate what God's done for us and through us at Engage. And I think of so many opportunities that He's given us over the last 3 months as we've watched doors of schools and businesses and other places closed. God has opened all kinds of new doors online for Engage to minister and to connect with all sorts of people. Social media is one of those major ways.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, Rich, because social media has been such a cool way of seeing God work during a time in which most things aren't really working. And it's been awesome to see us. I think we've added something like 100 new Facebook followers, and a lot of that hasn't been like, hey, please follow us, please follow us. It's been this organic thing as people share the videos, share Sunday services online, comment, like, kind of talk about it with their friends. It's something that naturally people get curious about. So, you know, even now, if you just want to take a moment and, you know, like, comment, share the post, you know, to really emphasize that one. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe to that channel. It really does make a difference, because what it is, it's not just that we're like building this popularity profile online. It's giving us an opportunity to speak truth and hope into people's lives in an ever-expanding circle of influence, with more and more people getting involved. So that's why we push social media, because we've learned it can be so effective, even though it can be kind of toxic at times too. And, you know, you got to know how to use it right. But it can be such a good tool when you're using it for the right purposes. And we believe that God is using social media at Engage to reach a whole new crowd of people. And we hope even soon a whole new generation of people for Jesus. So really excited about social media. Again, like, comment, share. And just help us out in that way. We really appreciate it. But yeah, there's other cool things going on, other open doors, you know, as we've had to close the doors of the Clyde and we haven't been able to meet for church or even for kids ministry. A door's opened online through Storytime Saturday. And I want to give Rich an opportunity to tell us a little bit about what the dream and vision behind that was.
You know, I've always been passionate for kids ministry, and to have an opportunity to connect in a new way that I really don't think we would have done had it not been for the whole pandemic piece. Being able to go online and have time together on Saturday mornings to read a couple Bible stories, to share some different things, coloring sheets and those kinds of fun opportunities. And we took it outside once. We had a few different visitors that came in along the way. Ryan, he just always, he's a fun guy. He likes to be, and he really likes Levi. I think they're just like best buddies now. But you know what?
He's attracted to the camera, that's for sure.
Well,
so
he does have a very photogenic,
yeah, he's got that quality.
If you work hands on with him anyway.
Yeah.
Or hands in
I see.
with him.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
Yeah. But it has. It's been
dad joke.
It's been a huge blessing, and I want to thank the parents that have responded in such amazing way. The pictures, the little messages about how the kids have connected. That has blessed my heart big time. It's just been great.
It's so cool to see kids interacting and connecting, and like Rich said, sending pictures in. I mean, there was one that still sticks out in my mind of a little girl sitting there in front of the computer just praying as you're praying. And I mean, it's cool because the kids are getting it and they're engaging and they're participating. I remember there was one Sunday I was speaking, I was giving the message, and I think someone commented afterward, like their daughter was saying, all right, after Levi's done, it's Pastor Rich, right? And they said, no, church is done. They're like, no, I like Pastor Rich. And so like kids love Storytime Saturday. It's reaching them, as we've prioritized getting online and having something for the adults. It's been so important to us to have something for our kids to continue to help them to grow in their faith and learn more about how to live a life that's pleasing to God. Because ultimately this generation that's growing up, they're going to be the church of the future. They're going to be the hope for the world, sharing Jesus boldly with people. That's the example we want to pass on to them. So Storytime Saturday has been an amazing way to do that. We hope that if you have kids in your lives, grandkids, cousins, nephews, uncles, well, uncles probably doesn't make sense unless they're really loving like puppets and stuff, then Ryan and them like that. But whoever, share it with them. It'll be an opportunity for those kids to grow and experience something fun online. So, and who knows, maybe there'll be future guests involved,
That would be
kind
cool.
of special appearances by different characters over the summer. You never know what adventure you're going to go on when it comes to Storytime Saturday. And that's just one cool thing that God's been doing over the last 3 months as we mark our miles. And one of the things that we've really been excited about is our grow groups.
Yeah.
I mean, traditionally, grow groups are a really cool thing. We meet in someone's house. We get to know each other over a period of, 6 to 8 weeks. We share a meal. Food is predominantly one of the things that excites and motivates me when it comes to grow groups. I remember joining
John
you.
and Emily.
Yeah, John and Emily's having food there. And there's a lot of Joanna Gainesness going on there. I mean, with all the decor, of course. But then, the flavor, the food. It's worth it to go to a Emily John Grow group just for that, and you'll be blessed spiritually as well. But, not being able to meet together has kind of changed that dynamic. But yet, God, again, has opened doors, like you've been saying. And we've been doing some things through Zoom. And you've been leading some studies. You led one a few months back, and you're doing a few right now. Give us just a little bit of insight on what God's up to in that department.
Well, we started with flipping through Philippians, which was just kind of a relaxed Bible study. We took the opportunity to read our way together through Philippians so we could kind of get to the end of it, and everybody's read a book of the Bible. And just to study and learn and take pieces away from that and apply them to our life. And you know what? The Zoom thing was really kind of weird to me at first. It was really different because I like being together with people. So just seeing myself in a little box and somebody else over here and somebody else over here, it was really different. But, being that we can't do anything else, I've really come to love this opportunity. and flipping through Philippians kind of morphed into 2 others that have just recently started. And you're welcome to join us anytime because they're kind of compartmentalized week to week. The first one is Parables with Pastor Rich, and we're taking the parables Jesus spoke of, the stories that Jesus told.
And if you didn't know, parables being a word for stories, a way to illustrate concepts and ideas. in a different way, right? Kind of like a
Yeah.
metaphor almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and that's been really great, and it's been really fun. And that's on Tuesdays at 7:00. Thursdays at 7:00, we've done a review of Revelation, and we're just getting into the meat of that, so to speak, that spiritual meat as we mature as Christians. And you know, it's just a really neat opportunity to get together and share in a book of the Bible that's sometimes pretty confusing.
Well, you know what I love about what you just said, Rich? First of all, you said you didn't really like the Zoom concept at first. It was hard for you to kind of see yourself in a little box. It really kind of gives a new feeling to the expression, you're really putting me in a box right now. I mean, that just means you're attending a grow group on Zoom now, right? That's what that saying means. But I love that there are these options for people to study and to grow together, to dig deeper together in this way, weekly in this case, multiple times a week if you go Tuesday and Thursdays. We call it the package combo deal for grow groups. And, you know, it's cool because on Sunday mornings we learn, we grow. You know, there's a message that's taught to us, and there's application opportunities to hold on to and to take action with. But yet, it's kind of a one-way communication. I mean, even right now, this morning, you're watching this, and I'm flapping my gums at you, but I don't know what you're doing. Whereas on Zoom, in these groups, we're actually connecting in somewhat of a more meaningful way. I mean, in person would be great, but there's still more connection than just the one-sided camera angle. And you're hearing people's viewpoints, you're hearing their ideas, what they think about this passage that we're studying or book of the Bible, and you're getting kind of a give and take, and you're growing together and building community because of it. So if you're not involved in a grow group right now, if you haven't taken a chance to, you know, log into Zoom, we send out a text message the same day as the groups are coming out. It has the link right in there. All you got to do is just click on it. Takes you right to the Zoom group. Usually Pastor Rich will be ready, waiting for you, waving, and excited to see you. And this is something that I think we're going to want to continue. As we move forward, we're going to continue to offer more groups because we want to give people an opportunity to continue to grow, especially, here's the key part, together as we move forward. So.
Well, and the other piece that's been really important to me is that all of these groups, anybody and everybody is welcome. Whether you know and have read the Bible or whether you've never even opened it before. We try to keep things in a way that everybody can learn and grow together in that Bible study from week to week.
Yeah, absolutely. So another cool thing that we have going on at Engage is devotionals.
This is Levi starting off your week with a devotional.
It's Tuesday morning and ready for devotions again today.
Welcome to the Wednesday morning edition of the Engage Church devotionals.
Welcome to another edition of Proverbs with Tom.
My name is Tim, and welcome to Friday's edition of Devotions.
Thanks for joining me for today's devotional.
Yeah, so devotionals, man. It's been cool. Facebook, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. is what we shoot for. Sometimes we're a little early. Sometimes some of us are a little late. But, you know, either way, the content gets out there. And what's really cool is, you know, we asked a couple different people at Engage, like, hey, what are some positives that's been going on since COVID-19 hit with Engage? You know, what has been going well? And we got some responses back, and we kind of wanted to do our best Jimmy Fallon late night feel. So, you know, the whole, like, the top 10, we have our cards. And so one thing that someone had to say, this is coming from Heather Losing about the daily devotionals. She says this, says the daily devos can also be super helpful. I can take a break at work, plug into a message quickly, and my whole day brightens up. And that is so true, and it's the hope that we have when we produce this content for devotionals each day, each of us individually, is we want it to be an opportunity to just give you a little bit of fuel to make your day go, to make you live for God, to consider the things of God, to pause in your day and really reflect on what God has for you. And I've had a lot of fun putting them together. You know, sometimes I forget that I'm in the Monday slot, and, you know, about 8:50 Monday morning, I'm like, all right, what did I read recently? And God, what does it mean? But, you know, either way, God is using it to communicate with people, to reach people in a different way. And I love that they've been brief, too. It's not like a 30-minute message, 5 minutes or less, typically is what we shoot for. Again, some of us go over that, but it's still a good way to connect. And I mean, your thoughts?
Well, it's really, to me, it's kind of a little spiritual snack in the morning to get you going for the rest of the day. And I love that it's in the morning, because even though I get up way before that 9 o'clock is about the time that things are just kind of, and it's a real pick me up. And I've loved the variety. And it's just been a really big blessing, and it's been super fun to be a part of, and to come up with some new creative way each week to share a couple verses and a thought and a direction for the day.
Yeah, and I didn't know that you were a motorcycle guy. He had a devotional on a motorcycle, started it up at the end. I think he told me when we were talking about, he was so thankful that it just started and actually worked. That would be kind of awkward. But, I like that you said it. It starts at 9, kind of when your day is just kind of dipping, you're a little low on energy. I like that you get up early. That's when your day starts to dip. That's when my day usually is just starting. I'm more of a night owl. That's when I do my best work. But either way, it's a great way to start your day, to be encouraged. And it's another example of God doing something in a different way to still reach people, to still encourage people, even when we haven't been able to meet together. We've said a couple weeks back, church was never canceled. We just changed addresses. We went online, and the like, comment, share stuff, that just helps people find where we're at and find that encouragement. So daily devotionals have been really great. We've loved it. We hope you love it too. Again, Monday through Friday on our Facebook page, 9 a.m. is where you can find those.
Super easy way to dig deeper daily.
Absolutely, one of our vision points. And you can comment and interact with people and do life together.
There you go.
Look at that. And experience church growth. It's almost like this is like intertwined, right? It's
amazing.
I know, just open doors everywhere. So that's just some really cool things that are going on. And what else do we got going on that's been pretty cool here at Engage? We have been having the opportunity to connect with people. We really made it a priority early on when we started to sense and realize, this coronavirus thing is not going to be a 1 week deal. I mean, you got like gatherings of 50 to gatherings of 10 to no gatherings. Businesses closing. We realized this is going to be a tough season. And it was really important for us as leaders in the church, part of the pastoral team, the staff, to make sure that we prioritize relationships and not just producing content online. And, we've been able to do that in a variety of ways. I mean, how have you been able to really connect with people during this time?
Well, it's been a great opportunity just to touch base with folks, because the one thing that I heard the most was how lonely folks were feeling. Whether it was through an instant message or a text or a phone call, whatever the opportunity was, it was great to touch base with folks, check in, see how they were doing. And one of the things that I really appreciated was when folks would check in back, because sometimes it's lonely in this spot too.
Yeah.
So it's been a real super cool way to connect, and the Zoom connects too.
Yep. Yeah, we've been doing some meetings every now and then after church online. We would meet through a Zoom and just kind of chat a little bit and see how everyone was doing. And obviously with Zoom, there's that awkward are you saying something about but it was still good to see people's faces and to be able to connect. And I know a lot of people really appreciated that and enjoyed that opportunity to just see each other and have a conversation that wasn't just a text or a phone call. So really cool. Got a lot of good feedback from people. Have a message, one of our cards here, coming up. Just really having enjoyed the way the leadership has been in contact with everyone has been awesome. They said they think they received a phone call from almost everyone in leadership throughout this time, really hammering home the in it together kind of mentality. And that was from Sticks, also known as Matt Sticksrud, sorry, Matt, sorry, Sticks. He told us those thoughts, and just that really was our heart. It's just to really connect with you guys, to let you know, hey, we're here, we care. There's not much we can do, but what we can do is we can pray and we can check in. If there's any need you have, just let us know. And one of the cool things, like you said, is how people were checking in back, saying, well, how are you doing? That was kind of neat. But also some things that I've heard from people are, well, if there's anyone who needs something,
Definitely.
anyone out there at all, like, let me know. I can run groceries to someone. I can pick up gas. I can give someone a ride. The generosity and the willingness to help was very evident as we connected with you guys. And I just am so, if I can say that, I'm so proud of you guys as a church family for just doing that and really embodying those principles of Jesus, of just looking out for each other, loving your neighbor well. So, I mean, that was just a really cool thing to see, and a way to see growth as a church overall, even in the midst of tough times. So loved that, right?
Yeah, it was huge. That phrase, I want to help.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the last thing before we kind of wrap up and do a little devotional for the day is that we have been so fortunate with how God has blessed us and sustained us through this season online. I mean, people connecting, people logging in online like you guys are doing right now. It's been really remarkable. One week we decided, hey, we got to do an online church, and none of us know how to do that. And now we're just doing it every week like it's no thing.
Yeah.
And it's been really cool to be able to do that, and just to hear some of the good feedback on that too, because the reality is there's been a lot of struggle in the faith community with how to navigate this and how to do things online when a lot of us are just used to doing the old brick and mortar handshake routine, and that just wasn't available. And just the feedback, I think it was Kaya who gave us feedback on just the ability to adapt so seamlessly and just transition online with devotionals in church. And, I want you guys to know it wasn't easy. And every week's a challenge. And, sometimes it doesn't work the way we want it to. We've experienced that a few times. And, but it still has been such a good thing. And it's been an opportunity to invite so many people to church who would never, ever darken our door. So I just love that we're online in this way. I'd also love to get back to being in person as well. But this is something that we want to continue to do even when we do get back to meeting in person, because we recognize that this in itself is an opportunity to share Jesus boldly with people, to experience growth, to do life together with people in just a little bit of a different context. Rich, as we wrap up and we move toward, doing a little bit of a devotional, because there is a message in this as well that's coming.
Always.
We're not just going to let you get away without any spiritual component today. There are no freebies on Sundays. Doing church online has been such an opportunity for growth for us. I mean, personal growth, learning, struggling through the frustrations of uploading videos for hours and editing and all that, none of which has been easy. I mean, when you told me that we weren't going to be able to meet in person, I was like, hey, I don't have to stack no chairs. We don't have to put together a stage. Like, these are some positives I'm seeing. Not that we don't enjoy doing that, but it is labor intensive and it's stuff that we have to do. And the Clyde doesn't put itself together in the mornings. But the thing we learned is online videos don't put themselves together either. It takes work. It takes effort. If we had outtakes for you today, it would be unbelievable what you would see behind the scenes. Just this guy made me leave the room at one point because it was just too nerve-wracking to film in front of me, which I get.
When he's laying on the floor laughing, it's a little difficult to film.
Your Ryan voice kept fluctuating and changing a little bit, so I enjoyed that. But, it's doing church online that's been an opportunity, even though it's been something new that we've had to struggle through and learn how to do at a quality level. And we just want to say thank you for sticking with us, hanging on to this with us, and really growing in this process with us. You guys liking, sharing, commenting with your friends. We have had the opportunity online, and we've become aware that we're reaching a whole different demographic of people that may have never visited Engage in person. And that's something to get really excited about. I mean, it's something that we view as a big open door. And even when we do get back to meeting together and your favorite thing, stacking chairs, and you're excited about that, right?
I will confess, I do miss stacking chairs a little bit.
Just remind him of that when we're back together.
I'm getting flabby from lack of exercise stacking
There you go. There you go. So it is a good workout incentive. So if you're looking for a good gym, just come to church.
Yeah.
So, but we've been able to reach these people online, a new demographic, exciting. So thank you for sticking with us. The plan moving forward for Engage, as far as what we're doing, our plans, are we going to meet in person again? When will that happen? We feel it's really important that we talk about that and touch on that really quick. And the reality of it is that we meet at the Clyde Ironworks, and we love the Clyde Ironworks. We're excited to partner with them. We feel so blessed to have this space and the opportunity to meet there. And they're undergoing some renovations right now. They're working on things. So everything's kind of in flux. People will say, hey, when are we meeting in person again, and all that, and kind of wondering why we haven't yet. And that's kind of why, is because they're doing stuff. We can't really be in there right now. They're not open for business. Yeah. So we're just kind of waiting, but we're okay. God is taking care of us. We do want to meet, definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
And every week, we're talking about what are we going to do? How are we going to make this work? And we're actually moving toward, I don't know if they knew our dirty little secret, but
I don't know if I do.
This is not live. I know. This is pre-recorded, but we are moving toward hopefully being able to live stream, which means if we mess up, we can't edit it. So it's there. You're going to see man, I thought our pastors were much better speakers. No, we just were able to edit a lot of stuff the last couple months. Thankfully, you know how that goes,
oh, yeah.
Right? But we really want to get to live streaming. We have a team working on that. We're hoping to, at some point in July, get to that point. But please be patient with us. And we're also contemplating the possibilities of how can we meet together? Where could we meet together in the interim right now? And, how can we make that work? Because we really do, even though this is working online, we know that there are people out there who really need that in-person encouragement, who really want to stack chairs and, all that kind of stuff. So we're working on it. Stay with us. We're going to continue to be online throughout July. It might be pre-recorded, maybe live stream, but we will keep you up to date as much as we know as far as kind of what the plan looks like. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to contact Pastor Rich and ask him. If you're mad, especially about the situation, contact Pastor Rich. He's the one making these decisions. No, I'm just kidding. You can contact any one of our pastoral staff and talk about this, and even give us your ideas on what we can do or where we can meet. We welcome your feedback as well, because again, we're doing this together. We're doing life together. And, I just want to say, as we kind of close today, that we talked about in the fall, this concept of needing to keep walking, right? And do you remember what that was in reference to?
It was in reference to Joshua and Jericho.
Yeah.
And walking around the city of Jericho. And it took time.
Yeah.
But they kept going. And this is taking time, but we're going to keep going together.
Absolutely. I remember speaking and giving that message about Joshua and Jericho. And if you need a recap, God's people are known as the Israelites, and God had wanted to bring them to this place called the Promised Land. And they didn't listen to God. They were a bunch of knuckleheads a lot of the time. And finally, they start turning their lives around, listening to God, and He gives them the opportunity to finally enter this Promised Land after wandering in the desert for 40 plus years. And the first thing they see is this massive obstacle when they get there, the city of Jericho. There weren't many cities out there like Jericho back in the time. In fact, historically speaking, if I can nerd out, this was one of the first cities with walls in the known world.
Big walls.
Big walls, right? And it was intimidating. And the people were big and scary, and they didn't really know what to do. And God wanted to make sure that the Israelites knew that no matter what, He would take care of them if they made sure He was number one in their life, if He was their first priority. And because He wanted to hammer home that message, He said, don't bring your spears, don't bring your swords, which, if you're thinking of having a battle, you think those are important things, on your war checklist. You're like, yep, sword, spear. And He's saying, no, forget all that. Throw that out. Kind of a complete nonsensical approach, you would think. And he encourages them to rather just quietly march around the city. Walk around the city. Do this 7 times, once a day. On the 7th day, I think it was 7 times around the city. And the walls are going to fall down. And you're going to win. You either are nuts if you think that is going to, if that's what's going to happen, or you believe and trust God. And they believed and trusted God, right? They trusted him.
Absolutely.
They marched around those walls. I'm sure there was some heckling going on, like, you silly people, like, marching around these walls. What are you doing? Like, just not getting it, giving them a hard time. And, I'm sure that those Israelites felt like it was a waste of their time.
But what a simple way just to be obedient, just to obey what God asked them to do. A simple thing. He didn't ask them to climb the wall. That would have been difficult.
Yeah.
Just walk around.
Yeah. And even though it was simple, they may have been thinking, this is just, I don't see the point. I don't see the purpose. And if we're honest, at Engage, it's been hard the last couple months to have to kind of be online all day and to feel like we have to wait and be in kind of a standstill, if you will. I don't know if you felt like that in your life with, maybe having to work from home or not being able to get out and do things that you normally would do. And you just feel like your life's kind of been on pause. And that's a really tough place to be sometimes. But sometimes in that pause is where you have to trust God the most. When there's not a lot going on, when there's not a lot to distract you and vie for your attention. And so all God asks of these guys to do, they want to go to war, they want to tear Jericho down. And God just says, just walk, keep walking. And how silly they probably felt, continuing to just circle the city, getting mocked most likely. But then on that 7th day, after they made their 7th loop, the trumpet sounded and those walls came down. And in our season at Engage, as we have been in this standstill, as we've been in kind of this pause moment, I want to encourage you to keep walking. That was the message last fall, and it's the message I still share with you now. Keep walking. We've not gone backwards. We've had to adapt. We've had to adjust, but we're still moving in a direction. We just shared with you all these positive things that God has been able to do and further the vision and mission of Engage Church because we've kept walking. It hasn't been easy.
No.
Putting stuff together online, reorganizing how we do things, but we keep taking little step after little step in the same direction, obeying and trusting that God knows what he's doing. And today, at 1 o'clock, we want you to walk with us. We're going to be meeting in the Clyde Ironworks parking lot, 1 o'clock. It's the parking lot right next to Stewart Sports. It's the building our office is in. And we are going to walk through the neighborhood of Lincoln Park. We're going to walk between the areas of West Superior Street and 2nd Street, starting from 17th Avenue all the way down to 30th Avenue. And we're going to be praying for those houses, those people that live there, praying for people who we encounter, even on the street perhaps. Because we want to be in our community. We want to continue to move forward. And this is one way that we can do it in this season. It's one thing that we can do without restriction, without COVID concern. We can gather together. You can wear a mask if you want. You can be social distanced if you want. We can be 6 feet apart from each other as we walk. But we're going to keep walking. And we're going to pray for our neighborhood. Pray that God, just like he's opened doors for us in this season to do all these cool new things that otherwise we may not have done, we're praying that he opens doors into the Lincoln Park community so that we can meet people, we can love people, and we can connect with them and share God with them. So we invite you to keep walking. I shared with you guys last fall in giving this message something from Max Lucado. And I don't have the quote in front of me, so it's not going to be word for word. But it was something along the lines of, the people of Israel probably were tired, marching in the wilderness for 40 years. And now they're being called to walk continually around a city, seemingly without purpose. They were probably tired. And you and me, throughout this pandemic season, this coronavirus quarter, are tired. And we've had to adapt, and we've had to adjust, and it's been difficult, but we gotta keep walking. because you never know. You might be one step away from those walls coming down. We don't know the impact that our prayers are going to have when we get out there this afternoon and pray for Lincoln Park. We don't know what God's going to do with that, but we want to be faithful, and we want to walk, and we want to just cover Lincoln Park in prayer, asking God, open doors. We're coming after this neighborhood. We're going to love this neighborhood. We're going to pray for it. We are going to do something big for God. We're going to see walls come down. In order to do that, you got to keep walking. So I would encourage you, 1 o'clock today, Clyde Ironworks parking lot, across from Stewart's, that one, not the front one. And then even afterward, if you want to stick around and treat yourself, we're going to be buying ice cream cones. It's kind of a BYOC thing, buy your own cone. But, we're going to be hitting up Love Creamer afterwards, supporting the Lincoln Park business. So I would encourage you guys, come on out. Anything you want to add to that?
I just think it's a cool opportunity. We've been walking together virtually for the last several months, and this is our first of many to come opportunities to put feet on the ground and to faithfully walk. Just like God had a plan and a promise for Jericho, God has a plan and a promise for Engage in Lincoln Park. And I'm just super excited.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us for Mile Marker Sunday. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Good to have Ryan on the show today. Happy he made an appearance. Hope to see you in Lincoln Park this afternoon, 1 o'clock at the Clyde. We'll see you there. Take care.
God bless.
Hey, Engage. Thanks so much for joining us for Mile Marker Sunday. It's been so fun this morning sharing with you all the positive things that are happening in, through, and at Engage, despite everything that's going on in our world over the course of the last 3 months. We hope that you'll take the opportunity this afternoon to join us at 1 p.m. at the Clyde Ironworks parking lot across from Stewart Sports as we get into Lincoln Park, as we pray for our neighborhood. Thanks so much for being a part of Engage. We love you. We hope to see you this afternoon. Have a great rest of your Sunday.